So they've been around a while, wedding rings, so just a little bit of a tidbit. The Egyptians again started with it, so Cleopatra again, who we spoke about with the emeralds.
Gold really, in as far as jewellery is concerned, is the one thing that you can realise on a gold ring as an investment, because gold historically does tend to creep up in price over the years.
Yeah, marches up.
I used to see the occasional 22 carat gold band come in for either valuation or a polish, whatnot, and they're always these old English bands, handed down through the family. Hadn't been polished for 50 years. And they look amazing, just the colour of the 22 carat.
So here's to wedding rings.
Here's to wedding
Real
rings.
long marriages.
Well, for 60%.
60%.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm Head of Creative at Duffs Jewellers, and I'm here with
Anthony, buyer and manager at Duffs Jewellers. And today we're going to talk about wedding rings.
and in particular men's wedding rings.
Yeah, we're going to slant it a little bit more towards the men's because we know how it is fairly daunting for men to go in and buy wedding rings. Ladies, it's a fun sort of occasion, but for a lot of guys it can be a little bit daunting and more of a chore.
It's a bit of an afterthought for the blokes, isn't it? You know, it's a chore.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe today we can probably try and put a bit of fun back into the wedding ring experience and perhaps talk about the different metals and styles that are out on the market.
For sure.
And let's face it. I mean, this is something that a lot of these guys are going to wear on their finger for the rest of their life. So
Rest of their life.
well, 60%.
Yeah,
Somewhere
exactly.
around there.
So they've been around a while, wedding rings, so just a little bit of a tidbit. The Egyptians again started with it, so Cleopatra again, who we spoke about with the emeralds.
Okay.
She was a big wedding ring fan as well.
Right.
And then can be traced right back to the Romans and the Greeks as well. And during the 16th and 17th century, European husbands bestowed a gimel ring to their wife, it was called.
Okay. So explain.
The gimel ring was like what we would call today like a puzzle ring.
Oh,
So
okay.
it fitted together, but
Yep.
the gentleman had one and his bestowed love had the other one.
Oh, there you go.
So,
I've
little bit of
learned
a
something.
tidbit.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent.
And of course the ring's always worn on the fourth finger of the left hand because
Oh, I don't know the answer to that one either, Anne.
it is believed that there is a vein that leads up to the heart.
Oh,
So
how romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of little tidbits for the wedding ring.
Good stuff.
why
That's
they
really going to resonate with the guys, isn't
Exactly, yeah, exactly. As we were saying, guys, it is a little bit harder, but we are seeing now a lot of guys trending more towards sort of the 18 carat gold rather than 9. I think a few years ago, a lot of guys didn't really care too much about what they were wearing, but I think as time's gone on, they've noticed their partners are getting these wonderful, creations on their finger and they're going, well, why not me? So we're seeing a resurgence of 18 carat, especially in the yellow gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to let us know, the benefits of the 18 carat and
Yeah.
why they're paying for this?
Yeah, so I suppose to explain, what a carat of gold is, there'd possibly be some of our viewers who are not familiar with 9 carat and 18 carat and 14 carat. So in essence, it's really talking about the amount of pure gold which is in the wedding ring out of 24 parts. So 18 carat is 18 parts of pure fine gold of 24, and the remaining 6 parts are generally metals like silver and copper, which are mixed in with the pure gold to add a little bit of strength to the piece. So the 18 carat is probably, in my opinion, the best all-round alloy or mix of gold on the market, because you've got a really high percentage of pure gold, which is beautiful and lustrous. It's really, it hefts really well. It's got a bit of substance to
bit
it.
of weight.
Great colour, and it literally lasts forever because pure gold doesn't crack or fatigue. It's the other metals mixed in which can cause problems. So certainly not to belittle 9 carat gold, but there's half the amount of pure gold. So there's twice as much silver, copper, and other metals. So for a wedding ring, which, as we said at the top of the show, for a lifetime piece, it's going to deliver. It feels great. The colour looks awesome because it's a really rich gold colour rather than, say, the 9, which is a bit sort of buttery in its colour. But then again, some people like the colour of 9. It's really horses for courses. But if I was recommending a carat of gold, 18 would be the one for me.
Definitely. Like I said, we are seeing more of a resurgence of that now with the guys, which is good. I guess the other offering that we do see a lot of at the moment, if you didn't like the gold colour, was the tantalum. So the tantalum is a reasonably new metal on the block, I guess.
You'll have to tell me about tantalum. I know what it looks like. It's a dark metallic-y grey colour. It's quite heavy, but that's all I know about tantalum. So can you give me a little bit more info?
I think the good thing with tantalum is back in the day, a few years ago, guys, probably the only other option they had was titanium. Now, titanium's good, but the thing we know about titanium is once it's one size, that's it. You cannot alter it. So you can't cut it, you can't stretch it. So one of the things that we do find with guys is they always go, "What happens if I get fat and my fingers get big? What will I be able to do about the ring?"
Oh, you let the skin grow around it.
So with tantalum, the good thing about tantalum is it is a darker metal. It is hypoenergetic as well, so you won't have any issues with that. But it is malleable, so you can actually stretch it.
I see.
So if you do find yourself in a good paddock in a few years when you're married and you're happy and content, and you do need to up that ring a couple of sizes, you can just come in and see us, and we can stretch it up a couple of sizes.
Put it on the stretcher. Yeah.
And the other good thing about tantalum is the weight too. So you were talking before about the 18 carat with the heft. Well, same with the tantalum. It's like a real weighty ring. So with titanium, when you put it on, you wouldn't even know you have it on. So with tantalum, you can really feel the weight of it on your finger. So, really, really good option for guys. It's anti-corrosive and really strong as well. And
again, it offers an alternative to, if you don't like the gold colour or white gold, it just offers another alternative, doesn't it? I think for mine, what surprised me the most with tantalum was the heft. It just feels like a proper bit of jewellery.
Yeah, it does.
Again, not to belittle titanium. I think we do sell titanium wedding rings.
We do sell them. We sell them more as a dress ring now, probably more than a wedder, because tantalum and maybe to another extent zirconium, another black metal, have sort of become really, really popular with guys. And also, you're talking about a ring that's also, around $500 to $600 as well, unless you incorporate gold with it. So, price-wise, it's pretty good.
Very good, very good.
So that's, the main focus on the gents rings, I guess. But obviously, ladies, we sell a lot of ladies' wedders. So I think where we've headed now with the ladies' wedders were your designs that you came up with that were really great. So the diamond span on all our wedders actually match the shoulders on our engagement rings now. So.
Well, it's I guess it doesn't matter whether it's a Duffs ring or not, but generally most young women, if they want a diamond set band and they have diamonds in the band of their engagement ring, they tend to want them to line up. So in our core range, we simply make the matching wedding ring pretty much to every one of our engagement rings. So it just sort of makes it easy. Should you want a matching set, but if you have an engagement ring that was purchased elsewhere and has more or less diamonds than ours, we can customise our diamond wedding rings, put more diamonds in or take some out. So it's easily done. The other thing with the diamond wedding rings, I've found, again, this is not for everyone, but most people like the profile of the band and the width of the wedding ring to match the width of the engagement ring. Definitely. So we're very particular about how we design our wedding rings. So when they sit together as a set, it looks, in my view, complete.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess going back to our gent sweaters, we do have a strong range now in all of our stores. So all 18 carat in different profiles, different fits, and there's also the sample rings there as well. So if people do want something a little bit different with a two-tone piece or something with a pattern on it, like we can cater for that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Look, nine has been historically the more popular of the golds, we know, and it is price driven to a degree. But as you said, it is changing. I think people are more educated now with the value of gold and the longevity of these higher purity alloys.
Like an investment.
Pretty much, gold really, in as far as jewellery is concerned, is the one thing that you can realise on a gold ring as an investment, because gold historically does tend to creep up in price over the years.
Yeah. Marches up.
Does march up. And then, I was thinking about it on the way out to the studio in the car. The cost of a wedding, a complete wedding, runs into often the tens of thousands of dollars.
That's just the dress.
We got the dress and whatnot, and the poor bugger gets a 9 carat wedding ring. I've got some prices here, like a really good, solid, chunky 9 carat yellow gold gents wedding ring. It's about $1,300. So it's not an insignificant spend, but in the whole context of things, you think, you could probably go to 18. 18 carats about $3,000 for a really, really heavy ring. You can split the difference. We haven't really talked about the other alloys which are available, but we can alloy rings up in 14 carat, which is a higher purity of gold than 9 carat and a little bit less than 18. A 14 carat nice heavy wedding ring's probably about $2,000. So if you wanted to pick something which was a higher purity but not quite to the value, there are options. And then we're probably going to wrap the show up shortly, but I did want to talk a little bit about 22 carat gold. And this only pertains, in my view, to plain gold rings, so no gemstones set in them, because 22 carat is an incredibly pure alloy of gold, and it's quite soft. So if you're setting a gem into it, probably the gold would wear away over time, and you might lose the gem. But just as a plain band, they're amazing and
very bright yellow colour.
I used to see the occasional 22 carat gold band come in for either valuation or a polish and whatnot, and they're always these old English bands, handed down through the family, hadn't been polished for 50 years, and they looked amazing, just the colour of the 22 carat. And we can alloy up to that. I'd only ever do it in a plain gold band, but it's something that people don't really think of in Australia, but it is still a thing in the UK, particularly that gorgeous, rich, high lustre. We seem to have followed the British tradition a little bit, haven't we? The 9 carat, 18, and then to a much lesser degree 22 carat, but 9 is the staple here. But at Duffs we're here to change things.
We are.
Maybe not today, but
yeah. So here's to wedding rings.
Here's to wedding rings.
Long marriages.
Well, for 60%.
60%.
Cheers.
And if that information was beneficial, if you could give us a like and a thumbs up and comments, like we said last time. Any comments, awesome. Good comments. Now, we did say we were having a special guest on this episode, but unfortunately when we did go to Hong Kong to the trade fair, my associate here was struck down with the Wuhan flu. So he was unable to come in. Yeah. So next episode we will be having Jess, our creative ring designer from Packington Street, coming in. So she'll be speaking about how she creates rings, what she does when customers come in with loose gems. So if you have any comments that you would like to forward on to Jess as well, please leave in the comments box.
Awesome. Thanks, Anth.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, we'll see you next episode with young Jess.
We will. Thank you.
Thanks.